It's no secret that I enjoy working on an iPad, and on this channel I've explained loads of different ways of how I use it really specifically for certain tasks, but an actual day of work on one can really vary, so I thought I'd show you what a pretty average day of iPad use looks like for me. After leaving teaching, I've transitioned to a self-employed freelance content creator. Aside from these YouTube videos you see, I create content for a wide range of clients and purposes for an agency all from home. I can go from making small leaflets and social posts right up to editing campaign videos for much larger companies. Usually I do this 2 days a week, but it does vary. Sometimes it goes down to 1 and then other times it shoots right up to 4 or 5. It really depends on how much work there is. For the rest of the week I get to focus on YouTube and other freelance photography and video gigs. I try to balance it out as best as I can, but I do heavily lean on working on YouTube stuff if I can. I love making these videos, so if I can spend more time doing that, then I will. Having these three things on the go at the same time can often mean my days are really dependent on what comes in, so I'll try and show you a classic day of freelancing and content creation and how I make use of the iPad Air during all of this. So let's get into it. I'm usually out of bed and showered by 8, so this gives me an hour or so to eat breakfast, feed Pocky and get ready for the day. Breakfast is usually cereal or toast and a cup of tea. I'll use the iPad Air to watch YouTube while I eat, and recently I've been loving Becky and Chris's channel, so today I'm watching their latest video. I don't really have a specific routine for the mornings because each day can throw something new at me, however I do stick by one self-imposed rule: I've got to be on the computer and ready to work by 9. When I'm working with the agency, most days start with a Zoom call to speak about what we've got going on and what we need to achieve for the day. I'll take the call on my Mac and use the iPad to take notes during. At the moment I'm using Notability to take notes, which is part of my ongoing mission to find the best notes app for the iPad. I've tried out a bunch now, so make sure you're subscribed to see what the results are for that if you're interested. After the call, we'll all go about our individual work. From my notes, I'll either make a list within the app or I'll use Microsoft To Do, which is a great list making and task manager. Today I'm creating small social media videos for a client that are going to be pushed on Facebook. I'll make these using a mix of Premiere Pro, InDesign and Canva. To make sure things stay really easy, I'll use my Mac to do pretty much all of that while I use the iPad to refer back to the client brief or to check the notes I made in the morning. As a team, we speak through Google Hangouts mostly, so the iPad will alert me if anyone needs anything or if I need to jump on a quick call. This allows me to carry on using my MacBook Pro as per normal, as it's usually connected to my monitor, meaning I can't use the webcam. The iPad setup itself is actually really simple. I pretty much only use a smart folio case and the Apple Pencil. Despite owning the Magic Keyboard, I don't actually use it that much on my iPad at all. I find the forced landscape perspective along with the ever-present keyboard makes me use it as a laptop more than anything, and I don't need that out of it. I much prefer it as a companion device that helps me be productive rather than a laptop-like replacement. I'll continue working this way until around 12 o'clock. I'll send over any completed work and wait for some internal feedback before I carry on with it. I'll then take a lunch break. It's really easy to keep working if you're at home, so I always try and get out of the house for a bit if I can. As we're still in a heavy lockdown in the UK, there isn't actually a huge amount I can do outside right now, so usually I'll head to the post office to send some Kiroku items or head to the supermarket to grab some essentials. After that, I'll come home, make lunch, and again use the iPad to watch some more YouTube. Yep, I'm actually pretty addicted to the platform, not only as a creator, but also as a consumer. It's really one of my favourite places to watch things. And if I can't find anything new to watch, I'll smash through some levels on Celeste on Google Stadia, or browse my YouTube analytics incessantly. While I'm still waiting on feedback or eating my lunch, I usually have a bit of free time to sort out some internal design work for the agency or to sort out some Instagram posts for Bite Review. Today I'm going to bulk take a load of photos for this week coming. I'll edit these on my favourite iPad app, which is Lightroom, and I'll use a combination of some of the presets I'm slowly developing and some standard edits. Once they're looking good, I'll leave them in the built-in cloud backup to post throughout the week. As much as I love it, occasionally I'll get into a bit of a funk in the office, so for a change of scenery I'll switch to working in the kitchen. I really recommend doing this. Sometimes a change of scenery, no matter how small, can shift your head a bit and help you get back to work, especially if you're working from home. Doing that, or giving yourself 5 to 10 minutes to make yourself a drink, take your eyes off a screen and just think about something else, is really good for you, and I always find it helps me recenter myself. When I do switch to working in the kitchen, I'll occasionally make use of Sidecar to extend my Mac screen a little if I feel I need the space, or if I'm working on a larger project. This allows me not to switch apps all the time and just gives me that bit more space to spread out. It looks like I'm not getting feedback on those social videos today, so I'll start working on some other smaller bits on my to-do list. Email signatures for a company is up next, so I'll start making those. To get some initial ideas, I'll turn to another go-to app on my iPad, Pinterest. Pinterest is amazing if you're looking for some design work inspiration, so I'll make a new board on there for email signatures and pin a load of the ones I like. After that, I'll open up Notability and draw out some concepts that I like so I can start working from those. I'm not the neatest note taker, but they do make sense to me and I find drawing things out is really helpful. To concept these out, I'll make use of InDesign on my Mac. It's one of the apps in the Creative Cloud suite and it's fantastic for all forms of design and print media work. I really hope it makes its way to iPad soon. I think a touch interface would be wonderful to experiment with, and it might make smaller, less intricate designs more fun to put together. I'll continue working this way until about 5 o'clock, using a combination of all the apps and processes I've mentioned. I managed to finish off a draft design for the email signatures, so I've sent that off to be internally checked. I'll probably work again for the agency later in the week once they've been okayed, or I've got some feedback to work on. I'll say goodbye to everyone on Google Hangouts and stop working for the agency today. When the evening rolls around, my iPad use goes down quite a lot. I'll use it to either listen to music or a podcast while I'm making dinner, or I'll check Trello to see what I need to be working on for the channel for the next few days. Occasionally I'll use it to write scripts in the evenings for these videos, and if I do, that's when I'll actually make use of the Magic Keyboard. It's a strange one to admit, but I generally find my working methods are quite erratic, especially when I'm working on videos. Sometimes I'll slowly write scripts while chilling out watching TV, or even between matches on games like Call of Duty. It's not perfect, but I don't like not being able to get ideas or thoughts down because of the current time or location. I think that's where my obsession of working in cross-platform cloud-based apps like Google Docs comes from. I like to pick up where I left off regardless of what device I'm on, so I can work even when the smallest bit of inspiration hits me. Towards the end of the day, my iPad battery usually sits between 30 and 60% depending on how I've used it. I've never actually ran it down completely in a day, which is a testament to its battery life. So if you get battery anxiety from devices and that stopped you from picking up an iPad in the past, I really think you'll be okay with these iPads. That rounds off a pretty typical day in my life at the moment and how I use the iPad Air as a companion device to help me get all of my work done. Like I mentioned at the start, my work is so dependent on what comes in that it's hard to nail down what typical looks like when you're a freelancer. No 2 days are ever really the same. If you enjoyed the video, do subscribe to the channel, it helps me out massively and keeps me making videos like this one. Pop a like on the way out too, that would be massive. And if you use an iPad for any of your work stuff, let me know what you use it for in the comments below. I always love to read about that sort of thing. Anyway, I will see you all in the next one.